guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. I'll tell you what, I've had a very rough past few days. I've been under the weather, you can probably tell from the sound of my voice. I do apologize if I sound a bit weird, but I want to get this news out for you as we do have a game coming up. We have the Victor Roque presentation, match preview, Xavi press conference. There's not going to be much time to really give you guys this news, so I've firmed it a bit, got the muscle to record this video, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Firstly, the return of Chadi Riad and how, according to his entourage, no decision has been made quite yet. Barca's midfield pursuit, how Xavi wants Aleix Garcia, but Barcelona are still waiting to see how much FFP space they do have to sign a midfielder in January. We're going to talk about Barcelona suing Libero Football Finance after they didn't pay the 40 million euros for 10% of Barca Vigilance. And finally, we do have some injury updates around the club, but mainly, of course, around Pedri and how long he will be out for after picking up that injury before the match against Almeria in training. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get the 200 likes in this video, be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now, we're first going to be discussing a news that was like a big bombshell a few days ago about the rumors of Chadi Riad returning to Barcelona in the summer, and how Barcelona have already told Chadi Riad and Betis they will execute the buyback option to buy him this summer for 7 million euros, and that could lead to the sale of either Christensen, Koundé, Aleix Garcia, maybe even Araujo to Bayern Munich. But now those rumors have since cooled down and the reports are not as concrete as they were before. Gigantes have come out saying that Chadi Riad's entourage denies that Barcelona have made the decision to buy him back in June. Barcelona are following him closely, but his agent spoke to the club this week and was informed that for now, no decision has been made. So Chadi Riad's agent spoke with Barcelona, and Barcelona have told them, we have not made any final decision yet. So one of those reports are that Barcelona will end up buying him. Again, it was coming in from Sport. Fabrizio Romano confirmed it as well, that it wasn't just, some random report. It was genuine, reliable information. But now we're getting more reliable information that no decision has been made. I think, to be honest, it's just Barcelona keeping it cool with the players' side and with Betis, and just keep doing what you're doing. But I think low-key internally, the club have decided to buy him back. So when they buy him back, whether he'll be in the first team or we try to sell him off for a profit, that remains to be seen. But I still think there's a very likely chance that Chadi Riad will return to Barcelona this summer. Now, a player who Barcelona are targeting for the upcoming transfer window is, of course, a midfielder, and the main name on the list is Aleix Garcia. Ferran Martinez Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona do like Aleix Garcia and he fits the profile the club is looking for, but as of now, there is no negotiations ongoing. The club is awaiting La Liga's response on how much FFP margin is left, but right now it seems practically impossible to make a second signing in January unless the club gets some sort of income. Joao Felix has been in Dubai recently to look for an income, as Liberal are not expected to pay the money that they owe to Barcelona. Garcia's release clause is just considered less than 20 million euros, but as of now it is still complicated for Barcelona due to FFP. Also, he is not the only name that Barcelona have on the table. Now, that's very, very interesting. I want to know what these other names are, but I think Aleix Garcia, if it's possible, you can't really get better than that. Now, in regards to Barcelona waiting for the FFP margin, that is true. With Barcelona now registering Victor Roque soon, they will advance La Liga to see how much fair play margin they have left. But I think in some way, shape, or form, we'll have either the income for the BarcaStudio, whether it's from Libero Football Finance, Goldman Sachs, whatever the case may be. We could maybe even see a sale or a renewal happening, but I think no doubt Barcelona will sign a midfielder in January. We're at a point now where we have to. If you see how light our midfield is, it is a genuine concern at this point. You have De Jong, you have Gundogan that you can rely upon, and that's pretty much it. Gavi's out, Pedri is in and out every other week, Roberto is Roberto, Romeo is Romeo. So in terms of high quality midfielders, you only have those two, and Gundogan and De Jong cannot play every single second of every single game. That is a reality. Once they start playing the first month of January, playing week in, week out, they will get an injury, out for a month, hamstring, overload, whatever the case may be. So signing a midfielder is imperative to have any success in the second half of the season for Barcelona. So we'll wait and see who it's going to be. But right now, the club do really like Aleix Garcia. He is one of the main names on the table. But again, Barcelona say we're waiting to see how much FFP margin they have left and to see how they can get that income in to make a midfield signing possible. Now, a current Barcelona player's future that remains uncertain as he is currently on loan from Atletico Madrid is, of course, Joao Felix. We do have some quotes coming in from the Atletico Madrid president. He was asked about the doubts of Barcelona signing Joao Felix. He said, look, well, you can create the doubts because I believe that neither the club nor anyone who has seen Joao Felix play has any doubts that he is a great player and that he is one of the best in Europe. But we cannot predict the future. There are times it turns out the way you think, and there's times where it's completely different from what you think. So again, he says time will tell. He's a very logical answer. I think he's absolutely correct here, but his mind says that at some point this summer he's going to sell Joao Felix. I don't think he's going to stay at Atletico Madrid, either stay at Barcelona or he'll be shipped off somewhere else. But again, with him staying at Barcelona, it's not looking too good, and his new year for Joao Felix is not going to start off great as well, because according to early reports already from Javi Miguel from AES, he's come out saying that Joao Felix could be very well be left out of the starting XI against Las Palmas this Thursday. The coaching staff believe that his level has dropped alarmingly after the game against Atletico Madrid. It's an absolutely spot-on assessment as well. He's been poor since the Atletico Madrid game. If you look at the games that Joao Felix has played well in this season, it's all because there was something at stake. First, he came in, major doubts against Betis and Antwerp. He balled out. After that, he dropped off. We had the game against Porto away, didn't turn up. Porto at home, he turned up because it's his former side. They were booing him. Atletico Madrid, of course, his current side technically as well. So I completely see it. So I honestly think it's going to mainly come down to the price. I think Joan Laporta is still a big fan of Joao Felix. There's still a long way to go. I said that at least he has to get 10 goals, 10 assists, then you can assess it at the end of this season. I think he has 6 goals, 3 assists, so he's well on his way to get those double digits. And if he does, then I think you should, not buy him, but consider the option. What's the price? What Atletico Madrid want? What Joao Felix wants as well in terms of salary and things of that nature. But right now, I would definitely say that it's swaying towards Joao Felix not staying in Barcelona permanently. Keep in mind, Xavi only approved Joao Felix's arrival because it guaranteed the arrival of Joao Cancelo, who Xavi really wanted. So we'll wait and see what happens in regards to the future of Joao Felix, but I think right now it's not looking too good long term staying at Barcelona. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. One of the main names recently has been Clement Lenglet, as a lot of top Serie A clubs are interested in his services, as he's not playing too much with Aston Villa. But since those rumors begun, Clement Lenglet is playing week in, week out for Aston Villa. It's unbelievable. But Unai Emery was asked on Lenglet's possible departure, and he said Lenglet is a very good professional. He even came when the players had a day off to do extra work. I speak to Lenglet, and I send him messages. I'm very happy with him. I need him. The team needs him now. We agreed a contract between the clubs and him to help us until the summer. There's nothing on my mind that has changed in this relationship. So it's very likely again that Aston Villa will let Clement Lenglet leave again for Lenglet to join another club on loan. Aston Villa do have to give the approval to terminate his current loan deal. Again, they are paying 80% of his salary, so they will of course save on that. But if Unai Emery is really insisting to keep him, from the Barcelona point of view, it doesn't really benefit us to change unless one of the other clubs like AC Milan, Napoli are guaranteeing to buy him in the summer for whatever the price may be, 10 million, 5 million. So it doesn't really benefit Barcelona to move him on. Again, you could maybe save on a bit of his salary. We know that I think AC Milan were offering to pay 85% of a Lenglet's salary compared to the 80% of Aston Villa, but only a 5% difference. I don't really see the real need for Barcelona to really push it. Again, break their relationship with Aston Villa. You don't want to do that. They did save us from Felipe Coutinho, so keep that in mind as well. So we'll wait and see with Lenglet, but I think right now it's very unlikely that he'll leave Aston Villa this January, but hopefully Aston Villa can end up buying him in the summer, because I cannot handle another Lenglet saga. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, a weird one where Gundogan did suffer a head injury in training, I believe December the 31st, if I'm not mistaken, or the 30th. Anyway, it was reported by Fernando Polo from Deportivo. He came out saying that Gundogan encountered a minor incident in the gym, sustaining a cut on his head after accidentally hitting himself with an equipment that he was using. The injury is minor, required a few stitches, and he's expected to be available against Las Palmas on Thursday. You can see the stitches on the right-hand side. I don't know what he's done. I don't know how he's done that, but nonetheless, that is an injury to consider. I don't know if heading the ball is going to be difficult for him now, because he can definitely damage the stitches. Maybe he's going to be healed in time for the Las Palmas game. Maybe we'll see him with that little bit of a not a helmet, but like a brace here, kind of something like Jimenez wears for Fulham, maybe something like that. But again, something to keep in mind when he goes for headers and things like that. But he's okay. He should be fully fit for the match against Las Palmas. Now, a player that will not be playing against Las Palmas, and probably not anytime soon, is Pedri. And we are hearing now some not positive reports, but reassuring reports in regards to Pedri's injury. Jordi Gil from Sport came out saying that Pedri is not completely excluded from the Spanish Super Cup. He is out for the Las Palmas game and Barca game, but he is continuing his recovery process. The club's preparing to have him ready for the Super Cup, but zero risk will be taken. I mean, I get it. Zero risk will be taken. Like, it doesn't really matter in the case of Pedri. Now, Miguel from AES also confirmed this, saying that the intention of the coaches is that Pedri will travel to Saudi Arabia, thinking about a hypothetical Spanish Super Cup final. He is ruled out for the match against Las Palmas, Barbastro, and even the Super Cup semi-final against Osasuna. He will not play those 3 games 100%. However, if Barcelona qualify for the final on the 14th of January, depending on his feelings, but there will be total caution and zero risk, and even more so considering his history of muscle injuries and relapses. Now, let's think about this logically. If Pedri is fit for the Super Cup final, if we make it, and he hasn't played since last year, get it, but he hasn't played in a few weeks, he's not going to start that game. He might come off the bench 10-20 minutes, but is Pedri coming off the bench in a Super Cup final really going to, make us that much better? No. So I'm telling you right now for free, we won't see Pedri until after the Super Cup, 100%. I think we make the final, and if we're, 80th minute 1-1 with whoever it is, Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid, and we need some of the creativity, I doubt Xavi will even chuck on Pedri unless the circumstances are really in our favor. But I think we'll see Pedri afterwards. We could see maybe at the end of the month when we play Betis, I believe, at the Benedito Villamarín. But again, another big blow for Barcelona, and I think this will drag on, honestly. I think if we see Pedri in January, I will be shocked. That's just my feeling. That's how my optimism levels have reached with Pedri's recent injuries and relapses, but we will wait and see. Now, a player that will be out for the next 2 or 3 months is going to be Marcos Alonso. As we've already talked about on the channel a few days ago, the player has decided to undergo surgery on his back issue, and he will be out for around 2 or 3 months, and the club did confirm this as well, saying that Marcos Alonso is to undergo surgery on a problem in his lumbar region in his back that has kept him on the sideline in recent weeks. So once that surgery happens, I believe at some point this week, the club will release another statement as well, confirming the success, hopefully, of the surgery. So no Marcos Alonso probably until March, and then you have April, May, and then season's pretty much over. So if we see Marcos Alonso again this season, I will be quite surprised. But again, this is very good in regards to him leaving the club this summer, because there is a clause in his current deal that if he plays a certain amount of minutes, his renewal will automatically be implemented. But now with him being out for a few months and him not playing in the first half pretty much of the season, hopefully that clause now is preventable from being executed. But again, Alonso will undergo surgery, very similar issue to Ter Stegen. Will be out for around few months. Now, some positive injury news that we do have is in regards to Victor Roque. As we all know, he got injured a few months ago. He was supposed to be out until January, but miraculously he came back like a month early, and everyone's been wondering how he's come back so early. Of course, I think he played a few games before he left his club, Atletico Paranaense, as well. Fran Martinez from Mundo Deportivo came out saying the medical and physical services of Barcelona had sent a personalized plan to Victor Roque for him to train on his own in Brazil during his break, and his last game was, of course, on December the 3rd. The goal is for him to make his debut against Las Palmas this Thursday on the 4th. Now, Victor Roque still has not been registered quite yet, but usually Barcelona register the day of the game, day before a game. So we'll wait and see what happens on Wednesday and Thursday. He isn't officially registered at the moment, but again, the club did have a good plan for his recovery. They also gave him a plan to train and stuff while he was finished in the Brazil league as well. So hopefully all is well. He comes in, he plays, and of course makes that big impact that we aren't expecting but are excited for. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First, we do have an update on Barcelona's participation in the Club World Cup, which at the moment is not looking guaranteed, but it is looking a bit difficult for Barcelona to be involved. Now, Sport have come out saying that FIFA has 2 invitations to the 2025 Club World Cup and can give it to any 2 clubs they want to in the world. However, sources close to the FIFA president Infantino confirmed that it is impossible to give one of those 2 invitations to Barcelona, even though it's one of the largest clubs in the world that isn't really guaranteed Club World Cup participation. The reason for that, of course, is the tension with UEFA and the Super League. Therefore, Barcelona only have 2 ways to qualify for the Club World Cup: achieve more points than Atletico Madrid in classification, or win the Champions League. I think for Barcelona to have more points in the classification than Atletico Madrid, we had to progress further than them in the Champions League. So of course we're both right now in the round 16. So if we make it to the quarterfinals and they get knocked out by Inter, I think we will gain more points that way. So we gotta reach further in the Champions League than they do, or of course win it if Atletico Madrid can make it all the way as well. So Club World Cup is not looking the greatest. Again, you do get 50 million euros for participating, which of course would be very nice for Barcelona. But to be honest, in my opinion, it's not the be-all and end-all. I think at some point we'll get into this more format, even though the new format is every few years. We'll be there for the next one, I guess, but we'll wait and see how things turn out for that. But again, the qualification is in the hands of Barcelona, as they will not be receiving an invitation from FIFA, who do have 2 invitations they can give to any club in the world. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is in regards to what we talked about earlier in the video about Barcelona finding a way to bring in some income to, of course, help with financial fair play. And one of the ones that we've been waiting for now for a few months was the money from Libero Football Finance. Now, this report came in from Mundo Deportivo. It did come in a few days ago, but it does have very important aspects. Of course, they mentioned the deadline for Libero to pay the 40 million euros they owe to Barcelona is, of course, on December the 31st. Laporta has been in Dubai for various reasons recently, and conversations with different companies and businesses could also be key for that sale of BarcaStudio. The club will need the money if it is confirmed that Libero will not pay. For whatever may happen, Laporta has advanced several steps to be able to react in time and be able to meet the cash needs of the club. So again, if Libero don't pay, the club do have a few backup plans. Again, there's been a lot of videos coming out recently of Laporta in Dubai calling it paradise and heaven on earth and things like that. So he is making moves in that regard. Now, of course, the deadline has since passed and Barcelona have not received any payment from Libero Football Finance, and now there are reports coming out suggesting that Barcelona will sue Libero Football Finance for not payment of the 40 million euro corresponding to 10% of Barca Vision. The deadline to make the payment ended, of course, on December 31st, and now Barcelona have launched the corresponding legal action. So not only will we get the 40 million euros made by another company, we're also going to sue Libero Football Finance and hopefully walk out of that lawsuit with a positive income. Again, going to court, taking a company as big as Libero and a big institution as Barcelona to court, it's gonna cost a lot of moolah, lawyers, things like that. So it's not gonna be something easy. It's not gonna be something that's gonna be resolved tomorrow or after tomorrow. But this process now has begun. So what Barcelona will probably do is find someone else to buy the 10% of Barca Visions for 40 million euros and continue with the process long term. I mean, over the next 6 months to a year to take Libero Football Finance to court. Of course, it's a correct decision from Barcelona. You can't do nothing much else. The original deadline was in August. It got extended to December 31st to help with Libero Football Finance pay. They have not communicated to Barcelona they couldn't pay. There's no tranquility and no transmission of talks whatsoever. So absolutely 100% the correct decision from Barcelona. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the return of Chadi Riad. Are you looking forward to it or not? What are your thoughts on maybe the likes of Koundé or Christensen being sold with the return of Chadi Riad? Second, your thoughts on signing a midfielder in January. Do you think it will happen or not? What are your thoughts on Aleix Garcia being that chosen one? Third, your thoughts on Pedri's injury issues. Do you think we'll see him in January or not? And finally, your thoughts on Barcelona suing Libero Football Finance. And you think that is the correct decision or not? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Go,